Great, thank you. So today, our theme is contrast. So I wrote up some questions related to contrasts. So we're going to try, I have right now 5 minutes. So we're going to see if we can squeeze in, see if we can get 3 in quickly. So remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes to talk about the subject. Do I have any volunteers, first of all? Okay, I saw Mark's hand go up. Mark? Okay, this is something, this first question is something that came up at my previous work. And the question was, what is something that you dislike doing, but you're good at? What is something you dislike doing? You don't really like doing it, but you're good at it. And one of my coworkers, he was saying he was pretty good at accounting, doing, sitting down and doing the numbers, and he was good at that. And I was thinking, you know what I'm good at that I hate? I don't like doing housework, but when I do it, I do a really good job. Everything is really good. So what's something that you dislike doing, but you're good at?
Well, I could say that I dislike making speeches, but I'm good at it. But that might not be truthful. I don't dislike making speeches. I could say that I dislike calculating numbers, but I'm good at it, but that wouldn't be true either. So I guess I can't really make a speech about that. What can I talk about for a minute of things that I don't like to do that I'm good at? Well, cutting the grass, doing yard work, those are things that I do a good job at, but I don't really like doing. In fact, I learned about this new device. It's called a robot mower. Have you heard about this thing? It's like a Roomba for your lawn. So basically, you have to set out some kind of a perimeter so that it can differentiate between what's your yard and what's your neighbor's yard. And I think there's like a wire that goes into the ground. It's not like your Roomba at home because the Roomba uses your walls to figure out where it is. So once you do that, then you can set it up so that the mower will automatically come on. It can even come on early in the morning because it's so quiet, it won't bother your neighbors. And then it will cut the grass and go back to its little charging station. Wouldn't that be great? So I'm looking forward to trying out my new robot lawnmower. Back to you, Toastmaster. Or tabletop.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Mark. Okay, Brad, you had your hand up, I saw. How about you take question number 2? Okay, Brad, name 1 or 2 traits that you see in other people that you think you don't have, but you wish you had. What are some traits you see in other people that you don't think you have that you wish you had?
What traits do other people have that I wish I had? Oh, two things immediately spring to mind. One, I would say confidence, but it's not just confidence, it's that surety that people seem to have. And I know that part of that is just the face people put on to face the world, but I think most people have a level of that, a little, or at least started off with a level of that higher than I do. I tend to overthink things, and I think that's another thing that I wish a trait that other people have. Uh, they tend to either make decisions without overcomplicating them, or just have an idea and go with it. Unfortunately, I tend to make everything way harder than it has to be. I rather than taking the direct path, I take the scenic route around to making any sort of decision. Yeah, I think there's probably a lot of things that other people have that I wish I had, but those are the two traits that I think spring to mind. Be able to simplify things and that sense of confidence that some people seem to exude. Back to you, Quizmaster.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Brad. Okay, we do have time for one last one. I'll give you an easy one. Raise your hand, anyone? Anyone? Going. Is that Anne?
Yeah.
Okay. So this next one will we're next month is June, and that was when we get the really nice long days. We're starting to get these nice long days. So this question, would you rather live somewhere like here, where in the summer you get nice long days in the summertime, but then those short days in the winter time? Or would you rather live somewhere like, let's say if you live near the equator, you know, your nighttime and your daytime are exactly the same. Maybe the sun comes up at 6, goes down at 6 every day. So which would you rather have? The change where you get long days in the summer and maybe shorter days in the winter, or days that are day and night that's exactly the same?
You know, my favorite movie growing up, the first one that we had recorded was Trading Places. And one of my favorite lines was, "Can't we have both?" So I would like the long days in the summer and not the short days in the winter. Although I do think in Portland, we have a really nice balance of those good long days and the nights don't get too short. I mean, even just the difference between here and Seattle is pretty significant if you go in December. I actually spent some time in Finland because we have some friends there, and I went once in June, where we joked that the parents would say to the kids, "Be back before dark," and they'd say, "Well, what if we get hungry first?" Because it doesn't get dark there. And then I was there in December, and the sun would literally come up around 10:30 in the morning and skid along the horizon until about 2, and then it would go down again. So to me, the long days there were not worth just the horror of the short days of winter. So I think what we have here is a really nice differentiation between winter and summer, where we get days that are long enough in the summer that you really appreciate the length, but the days in the winter aren't so short that you want to throw yourself off of a bridge. Thank you.
Great, thanks. Okay, that's all we have time for today. If you could, if you're in the room, write down your votes and give them to who? Iris. Give them to Iris. If you're online, send your vote to me, and let me review who. First of all, we had Mark talk about something he disliked doing, but he's good at. Number 2, Brad talked about traits that he sees in other people that he wished he had. And Anne talked about whether she'd prefer, you know, longer days and shorter nights, or day and night the same. So send your vote to me if you're online, and then Iris will tally them up and send them to me too. Okay, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Yeah.